Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Hawkeye episode series review for you guys. Sorry for missing episode 4. That's my fault, but it is what it is. Essentially, episode 4 just covered some more of the background dealings and stuff like that with what's going on about Jack and everything, and the fact that it seems like, well, Eleanor Bishop sent out the hit on Hawkeye, which was later essentially confirmed here. Well, it's not truly confirmed, but we find out what Eleanor Bishop is really doing. And then we also see the return of Yealona Belova, obviously Natasha Romanoff's sister, one of the Black Widow members and stuff like that, on her hunt to kill Clint Barton, because if you didn't see the end credits of Black Widow, well, you would have known that Val showed Yealona, though, this was the person responsible for killing your sister, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then we get to see the fight there, and then also we see in that episode with Clint and Kate splitting their ways and saying, "You're out of this, done. When there's a Black Widow involved, no more. So you're done." So yeah. Anyways, we pick off in episode 5, and we get a flashback to 2018, to where obviously Yealona Belova, if you again remember the Black Widow movie, she was looking for the other Black Widows around the world, obviously, who were controlled by, I think the guy's name was Dreykov. I haven't seen Black Widow in so long. The guy who was the evil guy who was controlling all the Black Widows and send them out to do that. She was on one of her missions to try to save one of them or turn one of them back to normal. But we found out this one Black Widow, essentially, well, is living out life in peacefulness after doing all these assassinations and stuff like that. And she's kind of rich and everything, but she's not under the control. Anyway, and she's just been her normal self. Anyways, after this whole happens and everything, they bring up mentions about Natasha and stuff like that, about Yealona to go see her. And then we see Yealona go to the restroom, and then lo and behold, that's when we see, oh, Yealona was a character. It's confirmed that she was one of the people that got snapped out of reality thanks to Thanos snapping his fingers. But we get it to where the 5-year time skip passes, but she comes back so dang fast, and she sees like the walls change. She comes back. She sees her friend that she talked to, like, only like to her is like 5 minutes ago, but to her friend it was 5 years. And essentially she's like, 5 years passed, dude. And obviously Yelena's asking where her sister's at, and that's when we cut into the episode, because obviously we know that Natasha's dead and everything. Now remember, they don't know this point, because when everybody's getting snapped back, the battle at the Avengers compound is taking place currently. Like, it's just about to probably take place and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see, especially from perspective of somebody that got snapped, because it's like they were only there, they're gone, and then they come back. It's like they feel like they were gone for like 5 minutes, and like, wait, what the hell happened? Like, what's going on? And stuff like that. So anyways, we cut back to the present time. Kate goes home, and she's obviously emotional because of what Hawkeye told her, like, you're done, get out of this, and stuff like that. Eleanor kind of tries to console her and stuff like that, and says, like, honestly, maybe this is not your life to be, and stuff like that. I do think we know that Eleanor is kind of a sneaky, conniving, what. But I think she genuinely loves Kate. I think she genuinely loves her daughter, because it would make no sense for her not to. Why she'd be a total AO, but who knows? Maybe when she frickin's like, I'm sorry, Kate, but I'm doing what I must. Maybe she turns into that type of character. So yeah. Anyways, obviously, Eleanor's like, if you can stay here a bit, go get your stuff from home. Anyways, she goes back to her place, and she has a talk with Yealona Belova, and everything, because Yealona is just chilling in her apartment and everything, or her home. Yealona knows everything about Kate. She goes and mentions her name, her origins and stuff like that, who her parents are and stuff like that. Well, it totally makes sense for a Black Widow to know all that information and stuff like that. And I found it very funny at the fact that Yelena's like, look, if I wanted to kill you, I would have been done it. And freaking Kate's like, you would have did it when I opened that door. And Yelena's like, yeah, just enjoy, sit and eat this macaroni and cheese. I think one of the I don't remember. I haven't seen my Black Widow movie review in quite a while, but I know I think I made the mention. But the one thing is my favorite thing about the Black Widow movie is Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh playing her. I thought she did a phenomenal job, and she kills it in the park, replaying the role again in this episode and stuff like that. And I'm definitely looking forward. You can definitely see the chemistry between Florence and Haley Steinfeld. It just plays so good, and the characters of Kate and Yelena, they definitely do well. I definitely can see where Yelena, like, they're setting up to where it looks like she's gonna be in Val's group, but then I just have a feeling, Yelena's gonna see that everything she's doing is kind of wrong. Now, albeit, will she forgive Clint? I feel like Clint's gonna have to tell her the whole story and everything. Now, how, if she'll believe that, who knows, and stuff like that. So, and then most like, I guess the only other person that could convince her would probably be Hulk, because Hulk is the only known Avenger still alive, I guess, other than Thor too, and a few other people that know, like, oh yeah, she died and stuff like that and everything and stuff like that. But then again, like I said, Thor's off world, so Banner would be the only one, because Tony's dead, Cap's an old man, he's somewhere being old, and everything. Yeah, that's kind of really it. So, but yeah, I definitely do like the whole standpoint. I definitely do think Yelena's going to be a part of the new Avengers team whenever that happens, because she's going to replace her sister's role as a member of the Avengers. And we know that Kate's going to take a play or replace essentially Hawkeye. And I can definitely see the, the chemistry between the two. It's like literally like Clint and Natasha. Now it'll be very interesting if we get some similar scene to where maybe one of these two characters sacrifice each other, and maybe that's when Yelena will understand. I'm like, I see what my sister did. Okay. But again, like I said, maybe Clint will tell her, like, I didn't kill you. Yes, I killed your sister, but it's not what you think I did. I didn't like shoot an arrow in her. And everything. But throughout this whole discussion, not Florence, Yelena's telling Kate, like, why are you have so much trust in Hawkeye? And obviously, my goodness, I'm losing my train of thought. Kate is like, well, it's because he's a hero and everything. And Yelena's like, you call somebody who has blood all over his hands and stained it all over the world a hero and stuff like that. And obviously Kate has her rebuttal to that, saying the fact that, well, yeah, he has that, but that doesn't mean he saved people and stuff like that. I did like this whole discussion where Yelena's telling Kate, like, listen, you'll find out eventually. You'll find out somehow, that the fact that sometimes heroes get dirty too. And guess what? When they got blood on their hands, it's not good. So I definitely do like that whole gray moral era of, like, what a hero needs to be. Should they kill or should they not kill and stuff like that? So yeah, essentially. And then, as Yelena's leaving, she tells Kate, just gives her a warning, listen, don't get in my way next time, because I won't show you no more mercy the next time. So that's the whole thing. Now we see Clint go to the one area, that one guy's place, the LARPer, with the dog, and essentially he's just there, just chilling on the dude's couch and everything. They're just kind of just talking a bit. We get a funny scene where Kate is freaking, just trying to call him and everything. It's hilarious and everything. But anyways, what happens is later in the episode, we see that, well, Eleanor actually arrests Jack, because in the first scene of the episode, essentially the whole thing we get is Kate, with the digging she's done, found out, is like saying, well, Jack is involved in this whole stuff like that, and with Echo's partner, I forgot, Nazi or something like that. I forgot that guy's name. But yeah. And essentially Eleanor's kind of covering up her tracks by getting Jack arrested. Now, Jack says he's never done anything, so yeah, Now, I don't know if he's just a good dude and Eleanor just took advantage of him, or if he really is Swords Master. We'll just have to find out. If he's not, maybe this is how he becomes Swords Master and he's like on a vengeance tour to get revenge on Eleanor. We'll see. And stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, we cut over to Hawkeye and he's trying to deal with this whole Ronin crap. And he ends up giving a message to Maya in a brutal way. And I did like the scene where he takes his hearing aid out and he looks at the monument of the Battle of New York with the names, obviously the Avengers that were in it, and he kind of says, "I'm sorry, Nat, for going back to what it is," hinting at he's going back to Ronin. He ends up calling his wife, saying that, I'm gonna do this, and his wife's like, "Well, you got to do what you got to do," and stuff like that. And Hawkeye goes on to mention like, well, Maya apparently has notes on the family and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, the one topic that people are taking away is the fact that, well, Clint's wife knows a lot more and acts more like a secret agent than anything. So there's definitely gonna maybe be a confirmation or a hint that the fact that, well, she used to probably be some sort of special agent type of thing, working for Shield at some time, and then she just lived off with Clint, to just act like her old persona was dead so she could change her name, live off in peace and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, Hawkeye dons, or Clint dons the Ronin gear. He has a fight with Maya, and he gets the upper hand on Maya, and when he shows himself to Maya, he tells Maya, "Listen, when your father was killed, I was sent by your boss to kill him, and that was my whole job, and I did that job. Just to let you know, you probably should not trust him no more, because he's going to turn on you. If anything, if you have any problems about your father's death, you go ask the big guy." So now the thing is, Maya, or Echo, doesn't believe him at first, but then she talks to her companion, who genuinely seems like he cares about her. She goes on to ask him, like, "Where were you the night of when my father died?" And he's like, "I wasn't supposed to be sent there," and everything. And she's getting the suspicion, okay, something the hell is going on here. Something's not making sense. And she's starting to believe Hawkeye's words and Clint's words of that, oh, the big man got herself her father killed. Also in this whole scene, Kate also managed to save Hawkeye and everything. So that's the whole thing there. They managed to meet up and everything, and they're essentially reconnecting. You can debate if it was too quick of a reconnecting scheme of the characters coming back together and stuff like that, and just understanding we need to fight together in this war effort and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, what happens was obviously the big shock of the episode, where they're eating breakfast and everything. And Kate gets messages from Yealona, because Yelena's actually tracking Eleanor down, and Yelena's like, "Okay, I found out who hired me to kill Clint, to do this," because she told her earlier when they were talking by each other. And they also, Kate also tells Clint that Yealona talked to her, and Clint knows that Yealona is Natasha's sister, so that kind of even complicates more things. They probably like, that's why she's probably coming after me. Okay. So yeah, essentially Yealona already told Kate that she was hired, and she's texting Kate these messages saying, "I know who hired me." And she gives an image where the episode ends off with Eleanor Bishop talking, or in the same room, seemingly talking. Yes. And Kate gives the phone to Clint, and Kate's like, "Who is that?" And Clint picks up the phone, and he's like, he goes on to say, he's like, "Yeah, that's the guy I told you we needed to avoid out of all cost, or we don't need to try to involve ourselves with this guy, or make sure this situation doesn't get to the level to where he knows about it." And obviously, this time Marvel didn't pull a Mephisto type of thing like in WandaVision. No, the number one thing people speculated that this character was going to show up in this show, and he was behind the scenes and somewhat pulling the strings of this whole thing. Kingpin. Well, Clint names drops the Kingpin. And yes, we see the image of Eleanor Bishop in the same room, seemingly talking to the Kingpin. And yes, it is the same actor that played the Kingpin from the Daredevil Netflix series. Now, I never watched the Daredevil Netflix series. I never watched any of the Marvel Netflix series to begin with. I probably should, but what's the point if I heard that apparently they're just gonna freaking do probably their storylines or somewhat reboot them in a way for the MCU, which, yeah. But I did hear that he's a pretty damn good actor as Kingpin, and people are happy that he's back reprising the role. And yeah, he's wearing his iconic white suit. And yes, it's official now. Kingpin, especially the actor who everybody loves, I forgot his name, is finally now in the MCU, which is freaking crazy. So we see that over this course of time, Eleanor Bishop has been working with the Kingpin, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen next. I wonder if Kingpin's gonna have anything to do. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I definitely could see him in maybe a post-credit scene, just being like, "We got to get my operations running" or something like that. But obviously, we know Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain. But he's also a Daredevil villain. It's seemingly going to be that he's going to probably be the main big bad of the Echo series, because obviously Echo's going to go after the Kingpin to wonder, oh, did you kill my father? Did you ask Ronin on to do a hit job on my father and everything? That's going to be very dang interesting to see. It's also going to be very interesting to see when Eleanor finally reveals to Kate, yeah, I'm working with this guy, and I'm not the mother you think I am. And stuff like that. So, that's going to be the whole thing there, with that whole stuff. So, yeah, it's crazy. The reveal. See, the thing when I watched it late last night, and when the episode first released, it's like I expected it to come, but I was genuinely, I was just shocked with utter happiness and surprise, like, the Kingpin's up in this bitch. And the Kingpin is one of the rumored people to have bought the Avengers Tower. And I think, and who knows, we know that he has his own company tower named Fist Tower. So maybe he buys the Avengers tower and he just names it Fist Tower. Again, in terms of what the Kingpin could do for the future of the MCU, other than what I would be guess is the Echo series, I'm guessing if they ever have a Daredevil MCU series, they can do that. He can be a big bad in there. I definitely could see him with the fact that if they decide to make another MCU Spider-Man movie, which I believe they will, and even though Amy Pascal said it, even though Sony vehemently turned that down, they're going to make more MCU Spider-Man movies. I've yet to see Spider-Man No Way Home and see what's going to happen. I'm actually seeing that tomorrow or today as this video is going to go up, which is on Thursday. But I definitely could see it in an MCU Spider-Man movie. They introduce it's the opening part of the movie, like how they did in the Spider-Man PS4 video game. Spider-Man's trying to take down some of Wilson Fisk's operation, and the thing is, we got to capture Wilson Fisk to prove if he's guilty or not. And they do a different take on the game where, Wilson Fisk is probably maybe going to be hyped up as maybe Spider-Man's big bad days to get to, and maybe that's when he's like, I need a villain, I need somebody to take the spider out. And that's maybe would be the main thing. Maybe because there was rumors that, if this whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing didn't work out, Kraven would be Kraven the Hunter would have been the main villain of Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I'm guessing if they do that and they have Wilson Fisk and they want to make Wilson Fisk kind of more of a Spider-Man guy, where, they're building up to Spider-Man versus the Kingpin, I definitely could see it to where maybe the next Spider-Man movie or two or something like that, in the next trilogy of Spider-Man movies, maybe Spider-Man is trying to take down a Wilson Fisk operation. He fails to do it. It's like been a few years. Spider-Man's Peter's trying to take him down, but they can't. And that's when, you have to where Kingpin's just sending these freaking hitmen on Spider-Man. Like, the first one could be like Craven can come into the picture and try to kill Spider-Man and be like, do this for me and you'll be good. As we see a build up to it. Who knows? Maybe we could get a Spider-Man and Daredevil team up film. That would be pretty dope. That, you know, they both take down Wilson Fisk. You know, that would be cool. But the future is bright for the MCU. After I saw this, I'm like, with Spider-Man No Way Home and the glowing reviews I've heard about that, I haven't seen it, but I've heard that the reviews are very, very freaking good. So with the Thing and then the Kingpin being introduced, the MCU is bright. You know, I know a lot of people aren't high on this phase of Marvel, but I've always said this: do not sleep on freaking Marvel. Yes, will anything ever touch the last phase, couple of phases? No, it won't. But this is what Marvel's doing. They have to build for the bigger and better, and they're intrigued making these decisions to get you back in. Be like, okay, I thought this was over. And oh, wait, they got the Kingpin from the Daredevil Marvel series? Oh, I need to check this out. And stuff like that. And with the Kingpin coming into this, it essentially freaking confirms that Daredevil's going to come into the MCU as well. There are apparently, again, I haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, but there's rumors saying that Charlie Cox is in Spider-Man No Way Home. Do not spoil that if you've seen the movie already, please, and thank you. Yeah, can't wait to see. Like I said, if I see, you know, Charlie Cox in Spider-Man No Way Home, well, Daredevil's going to be coming to the MCU soon rather than later. I feel like he's probably going to get a Disney Plus TV show, but I wouldn't mind if he gets a movie. I'd be in the movie theater if they freaking make a Daredevil show or a Daredevil movie. I personally say give Daredevil a freaking movie. But if they want to keep him to a TV series, I'm fine by that. But yeah, this episode of Hawkeye was good. Next week will be the series finale. Don't know if there's gonna be a Hawkeye season 2, like Loki, but we'll just have to find out. But if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's Hawkeye episode, and your thoughts on the Kingpin finally being revealed in the MCU now, and what do you think he could do, as well as hit the subscribe button to get more MCU content. Again, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man No Way Home later today, later tonight, after I go see it in theaters, and I will give you my thoughts on non-spoiler wise and even spoiler wise. But other than that, I'm gonna get out for. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night to this video. Until then, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.